We are going to discuss the top 3 challenges for doctors today and how to fix them. So let me just start sharing my screen here. And we are going to, I'm going to draw this for you. So bear with me. This is going to be fun. Okay, so our top 3 challenges, right? So the first challenge, right, is our work environment, right? That's a struggle for us, right? Our work environment. Gosh, that's terrible, isn't it? So what happens when we struggle with our work environment is we start to get unhappy. Yeah, we start to get unhappy with what we're doing and why we're doing it. When we start to feel unhappy, we start to get disconnected. Okay? And that disconnection lends us to feeling alone. We think we are the only one, alone is spelled with an O, right? We think we're the only one who feels like this. And that all leads us to feeling really, really stressed. The second top of the mind problem for us as physicians, right, is we start to question our lives in medicine. And that's perfectly normal. In any job, you're going to question your life and where you're going and is this really for you? The problem is when you start falling out of love with medicine, right? Now, for some of us, we were never in love with medicine in the first place. That's a different problem with different solutions. And you can DM me to talk about that specifically. But when we start to fall out of love, and if this has ever happened to you in a relationship, you know what I'm talking about. You start to lack energy, right? Getting up in the morning to deal with whatever it is starts to really stress you out. And that's a problem because when you start to lack that energy, you start to feel overwhelmed, right? You start to feel as if you can't cope. And when you feel that you can't cope, you start getting anxious. Yeah? I mean, I've got proper doctor handwriting here, and writing with a stiletto doesn't help. So you start to feel anxious. And all of that means that any little thing that happens now, you struggle. So your resilience drops to pretty much on 0, right? So you're feeling stressed, your resilience is down the pot, okay? The third thing that happens to us as physicians is that on top of all of this, we still need to meet our professional obligations, right? We still need to do that. So we need to do our CPD, our CME, that's supposed to be a D, our audit. All of this still needs to be done, applying for fellowships, and you feel you need to do everything, right? Because that's what we're told. You need to do everything. And then you start feeling exhausted, right? If any of you are feeling this, send me a message, let me know where this is going for you. And then you start to feel burnt out, right? And this is what happens because you're spending time focusing energy on things that you just don't want to do, right? So there we go. 1, 2, 3. We're stressed, we're lacking resilience, and now we're feeling burnt out, right? So here's the good news. This is all fixable, right? So for the first one, bear with me, we're going to celebrate ourselves, right? We're going to celebrate ourselves, right? So what do I mean by celebrate ourselves, right? So when we're struggling with our work environment, we always think we need to do more. We need to do it faster. We need to be more responsive. We need to get things done. What I'm going to say is, what I want you to do is look inward, right? What are your values in this work environment? A lot of times we're unhappy and we don't know why we're unhappy. That's why, right? When we are unhappy, our spirit declines, right? I was about to write Sprite. Our spirit declines, right? And we get this thing setting up there. When our spirit declines, we forget why we're doing what we're doing, right? So when you celebrate yourself, you need to restore your values so you can restore your spirit and remember your why. And this is how you stop reacting to your work environment. Okay? The second thing we need to do to fix our second problem of not being in love with medicine anymore, right? Remember what we talked about happens, our energy. We need to restore our energy. And that means learning to say no, learning to do the things that we enjoy. And those things bring us here. And this is a buzz phrase, self-care, that we don't really understand as physicians. And we think that we have no right to it, but we do. And part of this process of self-care is your mindset, right? Why you think what you think and how that actually impacts on you. And that's a little bit of CBT, and we could get into that when we talk. So that's number one solution. Number two solution, right? For falling out of love with medicine, excuse me. The third one, the third problem is our professional obligations, right? Now, you're probably going, well, what can I do about that? I've got to do it, right? Well, yes, you do have to do it, but you don't have to do everything. I'll leave that there for a minute. You don't have to do everything. With your professional obligations, right? You can focus on your strengths, right? So the things that you're good at and the things that you enjoy doing, right? On your strengths. The second thing you need to do is you need to set SMART goals, right? So they need to be SMART. We all know what SMART means as physicians. It gets drums into our head. So, but these SMART goals need to relate to our strengths so that we're not caught in this hamster wheel of doing this stuff that we don't want to do. And when we've got these two in place, that's when we can envision our future, right? What we actually, gosh, I'm not very good at this, am I? Our future and our career, I'm going to try and write this one properly, career choices, right? This is it. This is the moment of happiness here. When we find our why, we learn to take care of ourselves and feel energized so we can make the choices in life that will give us a happy, healthy, rewarding life and career. Notice I put life first and career sort of second, right? Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And you can let me know how you feel about this. Send me a DM, let me know. If you want to talk about part of it, let me know. You can find me on Doctors Caring for Doctors. And when you book your call, you can go to Doctors Caring for Doctors /coffee chat, or just send me a DM from wherever you're seeing this. So you take care. And no, you don't have to do it all to be a physician. You can have a rewarding career and a happy and fulfilling life, right? So let's do this. Okay, take care. Bye-bye now.